been logging. I was this morning, and then this afternoon it got to be too wet. We've actually had a day that's been up around 60. I think it's about 50 now. But it got too wet on the ground for pulling them. So I'm playing with this thing, and I played with it yesterday. And the more you play with them, the more confusing it gets. You know, this is with the 175 grain cast, but I loaded some up with these 180 grain plated. And what I did is I kind of sighted it in with that. But I found a peculiar thing. Well, I'm not going to try this yet, but they're a mystery. You know, they're never going to be horribly accurate. So you got a short barrel and a blowback action throws a curve into the whole deal. And the sights are nothing to brag about, you know, the stock old Winchester sights. But she's been a baffler. I suspect, well, I suspect several things, but I've got a couple of targets here I can go over. Okay, when I started out this morning, I started out with those plated. And it was hitting low. Now, I fought with this for a while yesterday, too. And was finding peculiarities. So I started out with the plated loaded with 17.2 grains of 4227. And she was hitting low and off to the side. You know, 4 of them low and off to the side, and 1 oddball off to the side. So I fiddled with the sights a little bit, got her over a little bit, shot again. You know, it was a little closer to center, but there again, we got 4 in one area and an oddball off to the side. So I fiddled around and jacked the sights up. You know, there's an insert. I jacked the sights up quite a ways. And then I did 1 in a bullseye, but 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and an oddball off to the side. You know, always that anomaly in there. And that was with those plated. But I figured, okay, I'm averaging, I'm kind of getting toward the middle. But I'm beginning to suspect that the gun tends to change a lot as it heats up. Because a lot of times it'll shoot, when I first start out, it seems to shoot very good. And then it'll start, as it gets warm, it starts creeping off to the side. Okay, after I did this, then I went with the 175 grain cast, but I was having trouble with them yesterday, being very inconsistent. So I dropped the load back to 16.2, and they behaved a little better. I actually got 3 of them in a bullseye then. But again, as the gun heated up, she tended to want to drift a little bit, and I was always getting an oddball. Now, with the cast, it was off to this side. You know, it's a mystery. You know, you'll think, okay, boom, boom, oh, she's doing good, and then, whoop, pitch in an odd one. And I have suspicions that it's partly to do, the drifting has to do with the gun heating up. But I think that odd one in there has to do with the magazine design. Because these, when they're in there, there's considerable pressure on the bolt with a full magazine. Like if you go to cock it, you can feel them, you know, that top bullet is running on the mag. Now when you get down to the last one, there's no resistance whatsoever. So it's going to shoot different on that last one than it did on the first one. But I talked about this when I talked about mags. The way these work, when they go in there, this that holds them in there actually goes down and rides between the cartridges. Because it isn't just a little catch, it's a deep L-shaped catch that drops way down in there and actually hits on the rims. These are really strong springs in these mags. And I think this regulates the pressure of a full mag. You don't have that full pressure of the spring because it's got to overcome that, you know, and it's not enough to hold it on its own, but it will pop over it if there's no resistance up above it. So that kind of regulates a little. But when you get to the last round, then there's nothing. So that might be the Anomaly, but then when I was doing a target cam the other day, it was the second shot that was the oddball. You know, and I don't know. I got 5 of these. Let's just pop me the mag. Okay, so after the first shot goes out, there's only one bullet under, and once that one loads, then it regulates. Okay, that would make sense in a way. Well, she's a puzzler, but I swear it's got something to do with the mag. I have to try it with my 10-round mag because it doesn't have near as strong a spring. In fact, I think I'll do that with these last 5. Run them through the 10-rounder. But they are a mysterious gun. But like I say, they really aren't. 100 yards is probably maximum. I was playing around a little bit with the peep sight, and if I use the peep sight and I have it set at its lowest setting, then it shoots at 100 yards. It shoots about a foot high, which is perfectly fine because they're supposed to have like a 13.6 inch drop at 200 yards. But at 200 yards, these little peculiarities would really show up. But I'm going to take it home and give it a real good cleaning and load up a whole bunch more of these. And I'm probably going to have to, well, I'll try it with my 10-round mag. Yeah, there. Well, that's what makes it interesting.